Yeah, my name's Dan Madison, and I'm from Indiana, and I'm working on a 7-song EP here with John and Craig. Just excited to be jumping into this. I was looking for a place that I could record these songs that I've been working on for the past 3 years with some people that I could trust, that would understand, I think, where I'm coming from as far as lyrics and the meaning, and could help me really flesh out these songs to be more than they were just in my mind.
You know, the important things. Gotta keep the main thing the main thing.
That's right. Keep the main thing the main thing, and kiss. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
I chose Oakwood because I knew someone here to begin with, and I knew John, and I knew that I could trust him with this music. And these were more than just songs to me. There's a kind of a story of my life, and I felt really personal about it and didn't want to just bring that anywhere, you know. And I felt really good about bringing it here to Oakwood, where these guys could take the ideas and really flesh them out and to be more than they were to begin with. And so I think it's really the trust factor and the quality of the production that really drew me here. Yeah, coming to Oakwood was really cool because I got to meet a lot of neat people as far as musicians, and you know, I didn't really want to necessarily play all the parts myself. I wanted other people to bring their ideas to the table, and that was one of the coolest parts, was to find other musicians here that John was able to bring in that could bring these new ideas and new emotions and melody lines, all kinds of things to the project, and that was just awesome.
Right.
Especially if we do the female vocal thing too in there.
Right.
If we do that.
Yeah, what he's talking about for the chorus, you guys, is like he's kind of the guy, you know, giving excuses why God shouldn't love him, kind of thing, in the chorus. And then I already see you, I already know you. That's kind of like the answer back.
I started writing music when I was fairly young, probably when I was in high school or so. Of course, it wasn't anything I really would probably want to share. But over the years, I think learning to write in a way that connects with people that are going through similar things that I might be going through. So it's not overly personal, you know, but being able to write in a way that people could actually relate to it and connect with the songs in their own lives in whatever circumstances those may be. So it's increased more over the past 3 or 4 years.
Oakwood is a studio that really cares about the client, about creating the best product possible for what the client needs. If you want to go radio ready, you're going to have it. If you want to work with them, they're going to work with you. As long as you're working back, they're going to create a great product. Craig and John work really well together. It's always a really good feel, a really good vibe in the studio, a lot of laughing, a lot of professionalism, but it's still a good hang. And I think that's a big thing in the studio, is that if you don't like who you're around, then you're going to lose a lot of the morale for the project. and Craig and John, they really bring that morale in a session.
Dan came in and wanted to put these songs together, and he's asking our input and things like that, and he had really good songs. I mean, they were awesome songs before we got a hold of them. They really were. Dan gets all the credit for that. He came up with these tunes. He wanted us to take them just a little bit further, and so that's where we've got a lot of players that play for us on a regular basis, and we just contacted a bunch of guys that we thought would fit, and Dan was stoked about it. He was happy to have these guys play, and it was just awesome.
It was that deep, that kind of, I don't know what that is, but it's like, and then it went down to this. It's a C major. That's a C major. Suspended second or something?
After the first day, we really got some momentum. We figured out what our concept was in terms of how we were approaching the different parts and who was playing what. And once we did that and we kind of defined the roles, then the ball was rolling and we really had a lot of momentum and things came together beautifully.
I think there needs to be a line here in the quiet part.
Oh yeah, I heard you doing that.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play it again just from the top.
The project is going awesome so far. We've, just jumped into guitars this week, and I've had two great players here, with Jake and Daniel, and just hearing them work together and come up with ideas is what I was looking for. It's exciting because they're bringing all these ideas to the table that I was done. I mean, the songs I was done with them. I'd done everything I could, and it's just laying out on the table and let these guys flesh them out, which has been great. Yeah, since we started working at Oakwood here, it's just been really cool to see the way that these guys work all together, including Micah, the assistant, who's been a big help as far as just engineering aspects and helping out with anything that needs to be done. That's been really cool to see how these guys all work together.
Give me a thumbs up.
So we started with Jake with rhythm guitars initially, and just working with him has been so nice because he's so open to coming up with ideas and giving me ideas of things that we could try that I hadn't thought of. And just a solid player, very consistent, easy to track with. So it's made this process really fun.
Okay.
Next.
Healing can't happen without transparency.
It's true. It's funny.
I'm Jake Stringer. I'm from Beneath a Generation. We're from Kentucky. And John and Craig contacted me. They thought of me for playing on this project, and I was just really humbled that they thought of me. And then I listened to the material, and I was just super excited to have the chance to come in and play on it.
Exactly all the way through.
You gotta give it somewhere to go, man.
Yes.
I'm hearing possibly some.
Oh, yeah. By that
Like
point.
Kind of matching the drums.
Yeah.
I'm just really thankful to be on this. I feel like it's anointed. I feel like people's lives are going to be touched, and Jesus is really going to work through it. And anytime that's the end goal of a project, I'm all on board.
What you're doing.
I mean, I was doing like that chord.
See,
This would be the straight
I
ahead
don't want
chord.
anything that's going to end up clashing with. I'm not sure how they're going to sound together. Is the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't know how they're going to sound together. All the players on the project were ones that we worked with before. Jake Stringer is a client of mine. So I'd worked with him for his tunes, hours in the studio as these things go. And I knew his style. I had an idea of his range, although I didn't realize he could do quite as many different things as he was able to do on Dan's project, which was great. And even more importantly, I knew his heart. I knew he'd be right in line with what the lyrics were saying on this project.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man?
What are we doing today? Wearing my skinnies and my cool V-neck when I show up to the studio. More track and guitars for Dan on hopefully 3 more songs. Now that we brainstormed everything and got the parts figured out, we can lay them down. So it's gonna be awesome. I want to do something cool on that F7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some sort of arpeggio thing.
Right.
That's really code for arpeggio. Or some sort of arpeggio thing.
Jake Stringer is an awesome guitar player. He's fun to work with, and you know, he was doing an album here, and you know, we tracked guitars for his stuff, and we thought, man, you know, to get Jake back in here on Dan's project, that'd be you know, pretty awesome. And so, you know, we gave him a call, and sure enough, you know, he was stoked about it. So we got him in here, and it's just you know, just to have his stuff, you know, on this album, it was just awesome. I mean, he took direction. You know, I mean, he gave us everything that we asked for, and he gave us more than we asked for. I mean, it was just you know, it was awesome. It was awesome. He's a really good guitar player.
Do you want to noodle and work out the part?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
no.
I'd like to. Let me take 5 minutes or something. And
Yeah, no, it's all good. However long it takes.
can you loop the thing?
Yes.
I know it's going to be annoying for you guys. You can step out
It's
or
not
take your
annoying at
headphones
all.
off or whatever.
Jake's a great guy. Jake has a whole different type of feel on the instrument. When he's playing, it is something that I wouldn't do. So having a total opposite player, it really helped kind of have this compare and contrast, kind of push and pull kind of feel. So I really enjoyed that.
I don't know, man. It might be too stupid.
I like that, where you just kind of triplet-like
Yeah.
to it.
It's probably, that might go, unless you're hearing something like that you want to keep working on it, with the digga 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 digga. The straight triplet thing might feel a little bit better with the song. It's, everything else been so laid back.
You mean like that type of feel rather than...
Jake, he was the first musician I think we worked with, and just the coolest guy, so humble, so talented, and really what he brought to this project was huge as far as his ideas, and I think he understood the story I was trying to tell in the songs, and that just brought a lot more to it.
My name is Daniel Lycan, and I'm from Lexington, Kentucky, and I play with several different artists through Lexington Studios.
Yeah, bringing Daniel into the mix on guitar this week has been just eye-opening because he's got so much talent, so much ability to hear things that I think a lot of people can't hear in the riffs that he plays and the tones of his guitar and the way that he uses his fingers to communicate the emotion. That's a talent, that's a gift. So it's been awesome to work with him.
Daniel is a beast on guitar. He can lead lick like something out of I've never, really seen. Daniel's he's sharp. He's got a mind on him, and it kind of cracks me up. He's throwing out all these, fifths, thirds, E minor sharp, flat, B stuff, and whatever all this stuff is, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
We're at.
So we're in A minor, so I'm doing G major sus4, which makes it a major 7 sus4. It's basically 7. But if we look at it from a C major, so we're just taking the 5, taking the 2 from C major and going to the 5.
Oh man, it's awesome to get to play with Daniel. Daniel's a beast. I mean, he's a 12 out of 10 guitar player, so just playing next to him, I can learn so much.
Actually, can you play an A minor? I know that sounds kind of weird at first, but how do you feel about playing the A minor over D? Okay, so it's a
Right.
And we're growing into that after the pre-chorus. We're growing into that F.
Right.
So
Right. The way you guys decided Well, Daniel at this point is one of my first call session players for electric guitar, and he's just a great talent. So thankful to have him practically in my backyard. He lives locally here, so we do a lot of work together.
right, yes, of course.
And so therefore, go ahead and do the mute thing on the end of this part, and then remind me, because I'll get a new set of tracks for your idea.
Let me play it through that section and into and.
I think from start to finish, as far as a level of excitement for me, it kind of started exciting and continued exciting for the rest of the project. There was just this feeling of, I don't feel stress. We're going to get the part, we're going to get it right, and take the right amount of time, not wasting time and having good time management. However, making sure that we don't rush success and really trying to set up each player to win.
We had a blast. He's a ridiculous lead guitar player, so I'm just in awe of him. So I bow down to you, Daniel, like him. So best guitarist in the world. So to get to play on here with him, it's a treat. I'm more handsome than he is, though.
I think if I'm doing any kind of solo stuff, those are the only sections.
Getting to meet Daniel and hear the parts that he brought to the project was awesome. He is an incredibly talented guy and really humble about it, and I really enjoyed getting to hear what he had to add to the project.
Well, we got feedback.
Yeah.
It was just a blast. The guy's smart. He's a great guitar player. He's got a lot of ideas, and it was just awesome to have him be a part of this project.
Something other than just let that decay. Yeah, something to keep it going.
I thought that Dan had a great heart in his music. Just a real good feel. Just a great feeling about him just as a person. And being a part of that experience and kind of help bring his project to life was really fun for me.
You're recording.
Oh, I got that. We got it.
We got it. We finally got it.
So I'm playing drums on the album, and at first we programmed drums. When Dan first came to us and we was hashing some things out, as to the structure of the songs, we thought programming was going to be the way to go. And so I programmed all the drums, and it was basically going through that process, kind of laid down the foundation of how the drums should go. You know, we just really come to the conclusion that we really wanted that live feel, that real drummer feel to it.
Okay, hit that again.
Which one? Kick?
Yeah. I bet we're gonna back that mic up just a smidge. But I want to record it first.
Yeah.
But I bet we end up backing it up.
I'm really
Having Craig on drums was so much fun. I mean, he's got so much energy, and you could tell that he's the kind of guy that just feels it when he plays, and he was into it 100%. And I love that. It brings that human band live feel to the album that I really wanted to have.
Cool.
That was nice.
There's some really nice fills in there.
Yeah.
some.
Yeah. A few. What? I didn't mean it like that.
No, I know. I'm just giving myself a hard time.
Oh, that's all right. On drums, we have Craig Gatlin. He's not only my right-hand man here at the studio, but has been my friend since middle school, and we've been playing and writing music together for decades, I guess. And so he just brings an amazing talent in many areas. We had him playing drums because he's just a great drummer. Just a really good guy and a really good drummer, and knows what he wants out of in terms of drum tones, and kind of fills in the gaps, and or kind of supports me in areas where I'm not quite as strong.
Sorry, I messed up a little bit.
It's okay. Russian, so these
Yeah. Russian a lot. I'm a lot of Russian.
Well, Craig's a monster player. His fill choices and the groove choices that he makes are just really mature and just perfect for the songs, but at the same time, they don't lack any power or groove, and they're really, really solid. So honestly, it's the perfect type of drummer to play over, because he's good enough that he could overplay, but he doesn't, because he has the best thing for the song in mind. So playing with Craig is just awesome.
It has dodged me this entire project, because I've swung at it 40 times and I've only hit it 12.
It's moving. It's like it's going like this.
Yeah, it's like. Oh my God.
All right, let me get it from the beginning.
All right.
Okay.
You got it.
Something going on?
No.
Yeah.
The overhead's not on right now. But
Inputs for the overheads.
Oh. Oh. Oh, it's just that.
Yeah, you know.
Swing those out of the way.
Having a drummer that actually can keep a pocket and keep a feel throughout the entirety of a song without adding too much is really important to me, especially locking in with the bass. And I feel like that was really accomplished well on this album.
Some of that was pretty good.
It was. Like
Some of that was really good.
Yep.
Whew. I think we got
I
enough
think
of
we
that.
got it, dude.
I think.
So too, man.
Oh, I think so. I really.
Yep.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Bass, man. I just think bass is gonna fit in with what he's doing so well.
Yeah. On bass, we have a combination of Jake Stringer and then also Carson Childers. He's just amazingly talented. and always very helpful in the studio. Can give us a few different options that we can choose from, and all these guys are good at that. They're all really good at taking direction, but then also coming in with their own ideas. All right, this will be Carson's real take one.
Having Carson on bass was really helpful to the album, I think, as far as his sensitivity to what to play in certain songs. Again, these are songs that we really didn't have any ideas for. I didn't have any ideas for what I wanted in the bass. And when I got to hear what he added, it was just, it was the right thing.
So did you practice a lot on this, or are you just that good?
I sat down last night for an hour.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate that. Yeah, I really do. That's what's needed.
I sent you the charts I made for them too. So they're not perfect, but like every time somebody comes into them, if you already have them,
we have charts. I didn't send them to you.
Well, that took them.
That's why you need to sit down with it for an hour. Yeah. Oh man.
It's okay.
Carson, personal friend, really like the guy. He really adds a whole lot of pocket to everything that he does, and it doesn't really matter what genre he's playing. And so I always kind of joke around with him, calling him the groove master, because he finds a pocket and he's consistent. And especially in this style of music, like once you find that pocket and find that thing that works, that's really important, especially for a bass player. And Carson really does that well.
Carson Childers is an awesome bass player. The guy, man, is like a machine on the bass. He's, his fingers are like, this, and it's groove. The guy is just like amazing, on the bass. He's real tight. On beat. It was awesome for him to come in and to do bass on Dan's projects.
A lot of these songs, I didn't have any ideas for key parts. I had some rough stuff I'd sketched out, but to be able to bring the scratch tracks and have John add the keyboard parts to it, when I got to hear those rough mixes, even of just what he had done, it really was just amazing to me to hear the life, the emotion that brought to the table.
You could have some instrument coming in because it's just going to be all chopped up anyway. Yeah. So it kind of, yes, you could have, yes.
Okay, all right, let's try it. Where is that?
Playing with John's always an interesting thing. He's a great guy and has a great ear. I really like how he always can kind of stack a harmony a little differently than what I might hear a different keys player do it. He's really unique in the way he hears things, and I think it really kind of brought some life to the album.
I don't have anything playing just typical chords in this chorus. Everything's like open or added tones, stuff like that. If we need to keep doing that, that's totally fine. But I'm gonna try just doing F. All right. I forgot to do my piano stretches.
Do your piano stretches.
Dan asked that I would go ahead and play keys on this project. I've done a lot of keys on a lot of albums for people, and it's kind of convenient because it's right here in the studio, and so it kind of made sense. And I was really excited, I don't get to play keys as much as I used to, as much as I'd like to, and it was just a neat, for me it was just a really neat thing to be able to, as the producer, also switch roles and be the musician as well in that instance.
Some people are built, to understand certain things, and just the way that John puts things together, just the notes that he chose, the melody lines that he chose, on the keys, is just, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better. And it was just a great experience to play with John again. We've done this, for years in the past, but there's these spells where you don't get to play with each other for a while, and then just to get back into it, it was just really awesome.
I can't do that. And so, the I Love You Now, should that be you, or should that be that second vocalist we're talking about?
That's a good question. Honestly, it can almost go either way, and it may be that as we go through this, if you're hearing a better vocal, a better delivery, or something is just more natural for my voice,
right,
then we could kind of make a note and say, well, maybe that should be the other part, or that should be the other person.
Dan's a great vocalist. We spent a few days in the studio doing vocals, and we tried not to hurt his voice or anything like that, but he really delivered. I mean, I love his voice. He did a great job. The lyrics, that he wrote, I mean, they're awesome. He even played guitar on this album, and so he's an all-around guy, man. I mean, it was awesome to have him play on his own songs. We get a lot of singer-songwriters in here that they will here's our song, you do it, and to have a guy that really stood by his tunes from start to finish was, I mean, it was just good. It was good. It was awesome.
All right, so you want to go through the chorus, or you want to go through the whole song or whatnot?
Why don't we start on the second pre-chorus? Okay. I might just sing some of that, and it's going to take me into the first chorus.
Okay.
And I can give you a little bit of what that pre-chorus is going to be like too, at least the primary part of it. When I first wrote the songs for this album, I don't think I actually had the idea in mind that I would even make an album. I was just writing stories of what was going on in my life and in my heart, and it's just kind of a way to get that stuff out, and express it. It wasn't until later on when I met with John and the guys here that we started talking about producing an album that I even began to think about what's going to happen after we're done. And so I think at this point, what I'd love to see happen is just that this story would be shared with more people. I don't know what that means specifically, but my hope is that it would be shared with more people who are walking similar paths and maybe are searching for that hope and that story and what that can bring to their lives.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I know the I Love You Now is obviously, it's more subtle, it's more laid back.
Right.
And relaxed.
Right.
The Have Mercy on This Child's a little bit more of a cry, so it's a little more intense.
Right.
If we go off of how the scratch track was, and we can change it. In the song Mercy, if you listen to the words, you'll hear a conversation between two people, and it really goes back to kind of the story of the prodigal son. That's really the heart of this thing is, the son not believing that he's good enough to come back home, basically, and it's the father saying, I love you no matter what, regardless of what you've done, where you've been, that sort of thing. And that's really the core of the song Mercy. It's not an original story, it's the story of the prodigal son coming home.
This song almost didn't even end up on the album. This was one that Dan pretty much threw in his pool of demos because he had a neat idea for a song, but it wasn't fully developed yet. And this is one that I'm not even sure anybody expected to be on the album when they heard it in that demo form. But when Craig and I heard that demo, we both got really excited because we were like, this song could be like the biggest song on the album.
To see these songs evolve from you know, Dan sitting with a guitar saying, well, here's my song, into what we've got now, you know, with all these players, you know, on it. I mean, it just, each and every one of them brought their own flavor to the songs, you know, and I mean, it was just insane, you know, the things that these guys come up with. It was just great.
My experience working at Oakwood with these guys has been eye-opening to me. Just seeing how important and vital it is to have that collaboration with other people, especially when it comes to art of any kind, music, and in my case, being able to not just write and try to produce and record all this stuff myself, but to be able to bring it to other people who can really speak wisdom into it and their ideas into it. I think to me that's been the biggest thing that's been encouraging, is to be reminded how important that is, I think, as artists, and not isolate ourselves and just try to create on our own all the time. As convenient as that can be with technology, and easy as that can be with technology, to come together with other people and collaborate, that's been huge here at Oakwood.
You know, when you take a bunch of different guys and you throw them in a mix, and each one has their own background and their own influences and their own style of playing, and you put that together and it actually works, you've got something. This album has come together like nothing else I've really ever worked on. You know, you got Jake with his, you know, just awesome guitar playing. Daniel with his, I mean, just killer solo stuff. You got Dan, who's an awesome vocalist, as well as play guitar on this album as well. Carson on bass. I mean, that guy, you know, is something. I played drums. John was on keys. None of us really have the same background, but you can listen to that music, listen to this album, and just know that, I mean, there's talent. There is a lot of talent and a lot of heart that went into this album, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of it.
Your hands touch my face, dear God.